The Big WECK presents Buffalo on the Rise, sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process. Welcome to the television show devoted to local business, Buffalo on the Rise, with your host, Joe Chili. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Western New York that's putting our area on the cusp of greatness. Each week, Buffalo on the Rise features local business leaders and decision makers who are shaping our future. If it's about local business, we'll talk about it right here, right now, during Buffalo on the Rise.
I'm Joe Chili. On this edition of the Big WECK's Buffalo on the Rise, I'll introduce you to some interesting people from hometown businesses with interesting stories to tell. Like former Buffalo Bill Gabe Northern, welcoming everyone to Fredonia for his skills, drills, and wellness camp this summer. Quinn Tyler from Window Nation has the answers to your questions about the right size windows for your home at a great price. And Wes Brown from the Buffalo Guesthouse opens the door to a brand new way to welcome people to the Queen City. Find out how on this edition of the Big WECK's Buffalo on the Rise. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Joe Chili. Mornings from 7 to 9 at Buffalo's oldie station, the Big WECK. Joining us on the Big WECK's Buffalo on the Rise today is Gabe Northern. Gabe is a former linebacker with the Bills and with the Vikings. What was it, 5 seasons?
5 seasons, 4 years here, 1 year in Minnesota.
Very good, very good. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming up.
It's good to be back.
We appreciate it. It's, it's like you never left, right?
Oh no, it's like I left.
You just returned. What about, let's talk to us about the Cross World Football Foundation. What is that?
So with the Cross World Football Foundation, I travel from the States, from my home in Louisiana or from Texas, and I've been going anywhere from Mexico all the way to Colombia, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Panama, everywhere except Costa Rica. And I teach people how to play football better.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What do you think, when you sit and talk to people about football, what do you think is the number one question they ask you? Any idea?
The number one question that kids ask is how much money do you make, or what type of car do you drive?
Oh, do they really?
That's the biggest question from kids.
It's not about what's the best play. What do you? They don't say. So what kind of car do you drive? No, you don't.
Actually, I drive a simple little old school Jeep Gladiator.
Come on.
Yeah, I keep it simple. I've always wanted a Jeep, and when I got a chance to get one, that's what I got.
Good for you. That's awesome. Let's talk about the event itself.
Yeah.
It's in July. When in July?
It's in July 26th. It's going to be held at Fredonia, at SUNY Fredonia. And it's going to be an opportunity to take the Bills back to Fredonia, take the Bills back to the place where we used to go to Super Bowls, to where we used to always stay in the playoffs. And this is our year. And I want to do everything I can to get it back to Super Bowl days and playoff days, but really to the Super Bowl this year.
What kind of skills do you teach at the camp? I mean, other than what kind of a car to buy and, things like that.
Yeah, we teach, first of all, we teach teamwork, work ethic, discipline, and respect. That's what we teach first. Other than that, all other skills, all other football positions will be coached. There will be some combine training. There will be other drills available, from the 5-10-5 shuttle to the L drill to a modified 40-yard dash where we may do a 20-yard dash. But with this camp, it's designed for everybody from 5 to 95. I want grandmothers and grandfathers out there testing their skills to see if they can throw a tight spiral. But also, there's a wellness aspect of the camp as well. It's being sponsored by Highmark. They'll be having plenty of stations for people to get blood pressure checked, hearing checked, I think even some ear, nose, and throat checks, all types of medical tests for free.
What inspires you to do things like this?
My dreams. Just follow my dreams and trying to be the man that God blessed me to be. That's why I work out as much as I do. I try to look like an NFL linebacker, a former NFL linebacker with these grades, I try to look like an oldie. And I try to walk and talk like a man of God.
You look good. I mean, you really do look good. I mean, I wouldn't be wearing the sport coat if I looked like you. But let me ask you this. What about when kids come up to you, and I know you're talking about people of all different, age groups, but when kids come up to you, do you ever have kids that come up and they think that they're going to be a star? And what do you say to those kids?
Well, first of all, I'll never diminish anyone's light. If they believe they can be a star, then that's the first step. Believing and having that dream that you can be a star, that's the first step. And the NFL draft has proven that with quarterbacks who started off in college with no stars, end up being the first overall pick. So I would say to anybody, look, never believe what somebody tells you that you can't do. Know that you can always be that guy.
How can people get involved? If they want to get involved in this, what's the best way to do that?
The best way is to, well, first of all, you can check me out on Instagram, X_ball_plus. That's Crossball Plus. That's my ball that I invented. You can also reach out to me on Facebook as Gabriel Northern. Reach out to my assistant, Crystal Butera from High Marks. She's on Facebook. You can reach out to David White, former linebacker David White, also former president of the Bills Alumni Association. You can reach out to him. We also have, and you'll find the logo, the One Buffalo logo, which was a huge part of the media. One Buffalo made me come up with the logo and with the jerseys that we'll have available at the camp. And those are the ways you can get in touch.
So how did you actually come up with the logo? I mean, we don't think of Gabe Northern as being a designer of logos.
Well, I am not a logo designer. I'm not a graphic artist, but I do have this thing called AI. And when you talk to it and when you ask it, hey, look, create a buffalo with the number 1. Make sure that it doesn't infringe on anything that has to do with the Buffalo Bills. And then you hit enter, and I got a logo.
I'm going to try that. When I get home, I'm going to try on AI, make Joe Chili look more like Gabe Northern. And I want to see how that works.
It's real easy. It's real easy.
I don't know if it'll work.
You know what, though? You told me your formula, and you're halfway there. What I do is I do a lot of cycling. I do a lot of yoga. But I do it in 130 degrees heat.
Oh, yeah. I'd have to cash out after that. I'd be on the floor. We just have about a minute left. Give us the date again and how people can get involved.
July 26th. You can get involved however you choose. The easiest way to get in touch with me directly is by Facebook or Instagram. You can get in touch with One Buffalo on Facebook. You can get in touch with Crossball Plus on Instagram, or you can just send me a request, Gabriel Northern, and it's better for me if you text me first, because sometimes you get a little, maybe get a little weirdo.
All right, Gabe, it was really nice meeting you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
For more information about Skills, Drills, and Wellness Camp, go to their Facebook page, One Buffalo, or you can text Crystal Butera, who is your offensive coordinator, right? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
At 716-951-0509. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment was provided by Skills, Drills, and Wellness Camp, and you can start your day with me weekday mornings, 7 to 9 a.m. on the Big WECK. Hi, I'm Joe Chilling, morning 7 to 9 a.m. on Buffalo's oldie station, the Big WECK. Joining us on the Big WECK's Buffalo on the Rise today is Quinn Tyler, the sales manager for Window Nation here in Buffalo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Joe. How are you?
Good. Glad to have you here. Summer's here, a lot of people thinking about windows. And I think when COVID came around and people were in their house a lot, they noticed all the little imperfections in their house, right? You're sitting there all the time and you say, these windows look like beep, you know what I mean? So, you have to do something with regard to that. But, people are concerned, if it's time, is it not time? Do I have to replace all the windows at once? Can I match the windows that were originally in my house? What do you say to these people?
I tell you, now is the best time. Every single day that passes, we just leave up inflation, and the problem is getting worse with your current window system. But we've felt the heat these past couple of days come in, and therefore your systems are just working harder for you to feel comfortable in your home. And by no way you have to replace every single window in your home. You can do them in increments of 2. The lowest amount of windows we will take on as a project is 2. But no, I did my windows in stages, Joe. So no, by no means do you have to do a whole house at all.
And what about, when it starts to get cold or whatever the case may be, warm or cold outside, you get air conditioning on, if you get condensation in your windows, and especially if they may be double paned or something like this, is it time,
Yeah, unfortunately, I call that time. There's so many old homes in this area, in Buffalo and Rochester and Western New York in general. Most of these windows are insufficient. They're the single pane, double pane windows that aren't really keeping the heat out, which is our goal. They're kind of allowing much more inside than we would like.
Plus, here in Western New York, we're known for our winters. That's the other thing. If I've been in places, some older homes, where you go in the winter, you don't want to say anything, but you can see the plastic wrap around the inside of the windows, like that, and you're kind of like, how long can you do that? You know what I mean?
That's up to you, I guess, as long as your pocket will allow, because if you're walking into a house like that, it's only a matter of time, and the temperature being low, you're going to see your breath even. You're basically standing outside. So if you want to get an energy efficient house, which is most people's biggest investment, the time's now. Your energy bills are just rising year after year. It's becoming unaffordable to a certain extent. What
makes Window Nation different from the other window companies?
I can tell you that the master of one element's really gone out the window with a lot of our competition. We are a master of one, windows and doors. We've been doing it for 20 years. We've been in 100,000 homes, touched 100,000 homes total. And if we didn't know what we were doing at the beginning, we now do after that sample size. And it's just refreshing to know that not only are we only dealing with master of ones and not a jack of all trades? You never want the driveway guy to all of a sudden jump up into your windows. To separate those trades is great. And the guarantees that Window Nation offers. On paper, the warranty is just, in my 12 years, I've never seen a warranty quite like it. So it's those guarantees on paper for product and labor.
I can remember, living in an old house where you go to open a window, whether it be to put an air conditioner in or whatever, and you have to put a little block or something in the window because it's not going to hold up anymore, right? And those things happen quite frequently. One of the first things, I don't know if it's one of the first things to go, but how long does the average window last?
If you ask Google today, it would tell you 7 to 12 years in upstate New York. And that's just because we get a true 4 seasons. If your windows are constantly expanding and contracting, I call it the iceberg effect. We can see about 30% of the issues at hand, but what's really going on is inside that window cavity, and we can't always see that.
What kind of inspections, installers do you have at Window Nation?
Well, we have exterior design consultants. They're the ones that will be coming into your home and giving you a consultation on the window industry. We offer free estimates through them. They're experts at their craft. They're not only going to tell you about Window Nation, but the window world as a whole and what they would do if they were in your situation. But ultimately, this project's up to you. Our installation is the best part. We can install a medium grade window insanely well, and that can last a lifetime. But a very, very good window installed the wrong way gets no one anywhere. So our guys on average are 16 years in the industry, and every single crew shows up with a foreman that has been with us for several years and led crews in the past. The average years for them is around 16 as well. So not only people that are focusing on one craft as masters of one, but just people that really enjoy what they do. In Western New York, we kind of feel like a local feel in the Buffalo office. You're backed by a major, large company with the top tier product, top tier service, but it's more of a local warranty and communication feel. We want to make sure that you, the homeowner, can stay in touch and know details about the project all the way through, from measure to installation.
I can see individuals looking at their home, an older house, and all around the windows, the paint's chipping. They're thinking about, I'm going to scrape this, I'm going to have it painted. But vinyl is really the way to go. People just don't do the wood around the windows anymore, right?
I'm a big fan of not having to do maintenance on something that I just paid a hefty amount for. Windows are an expense it's not cheap. It's the biggest investment people make in their home at times. But the return on investment's there. So as long as we can guarantee the material is going to last forever and you never have to go out there and do any work yourself, it will be the last penny you ever spend on windows as long as the guarantee is there on paper like it is with Window Nation.
In our last minute or so, any kind of special offers going on?
There's a few. We're actually running our best offer yet right now, which is buy 2 windows, get 2 free. or 50% off all window styles. We offer so many different window styles and options that if you wanted to keep the aesthetic look of your older home, I know there's a ton of older homes in this area, you can do that. Or if you want to change the look completely, you can do that as well. All of these payment options are paired with financing plans. Some are 1 year, no interest, all the way up to 60 months or 5 years, no interest. But for those people that understand they want to get this project done or need to get it done, we offer many fixed rate plans with low monthly payments as well.
Great, Quinn, thank you. We really appreciate that. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Window Nation by calling 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment was provided by Window Nation, and you can join me weekday mornings 7 to 9 a.m. on the Big WECK. Hi, I'm Joe Chili. Mornings from 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, the Big WECK. Joining us on the Big WECK's Buffalo on the Rise today is the founder and director of Buffalo Guesthouse, Wes Brown. Wes, how are you today?
Great to be here. Sorry.
Great to have you here. You know what? And I want to learn a little bit about this because Buffalo Guesthouse, you know, in my estimation, is new to me, but I guess it's new in general, right?
That's correct. We just opened our doors last weekend, so we're just trying to create a buzz.
So, who do you think? What will your clientele be? Is it going to be tourists? Is it going to be business people? Is it going to be actors that are coming to Buffalo to do movies?
We're very close to the medical campus, just a few hundred feet away, so we could have guests who are visiting sick relatives in the hospital. We could have people who are just on a night out, maybe they're going to the theater district, which is just a few blocks away. We could have any number of regular tourists. Your idea about your question about the movie people is really interesting because one of the options we have is to book the entire house, which we have 26 rooms and 40 beds. So that's an option.
So is it like a hotel?
It's like a hotel, it's like a hostel, it's like a bed and breakfast. It can wear many hats because we have individual rooms that people book, but we also have a lot of services like, for example, we have a full kitchen where if you stay there even one night, you can cook there. We also have a TV lounge. We have a front porch that's got a lot of glass. It's more like a solarium type thing. We have a backyard with a huge hot tub.
So in relation to Buffalo, downtown Buffalo, are you in Allentown? Give us an idea of where you are.
Yeah, we're located at 531 Franklin Street, which is in the Allentown area. It's the last block of Franklin, right between Allen Street and North Street. And we are just basically right behind the medical campus. So it's a really central location.
So what got you involved in this? Were you involved in real estate prior to this?
I've been in real estate for 25 years. Up to this point, I've just been a long-term rental property owner. I own a couple major properties in Allentown, including the Days Park Commons at 68 through 74 Days Park, and the Cottage Street Lofts at 118 through 126 Cottage. And so this is just a different foray into real estate.
So it's not a new venture for you. It's something that you're familiar with. How many people do you have employed at Buffalo Guesthouse?
Buffalo Guesthouse has 4 full-time employees, and they're all live-in staff members. So we have 2 live-in managers and 2 live-in housekeepers. So the goal is, you know, excellent customer service and very hands-on. Like one of the features we have is in our main gaming room, we have all kinds of games. We have board games, we have chess, we have checkers, we have any game you can imagine. And the staff members are allowed to play games with guest members and with guests. And just the idea is a real personal touch, you know.
So what would you say the duration of the stay would be? You know, are you talking about business people or tourists? Is it generally a night, a few nights?
Usually one night at a time. We're not really trying to do long term for the most part. Possibly in the wintertime, if things are lean, we might do weeks at a time. But generally, we're looking at nightly bookings, just like you're similar to your hotel.
And what do you think is the thing that makes you most unique?
Wow, there's so many things. One really cool thing about the place is buffaloes. We have buffaloes everywhere in the building.
The models?
We have Buffalo statues, we have Buffalo paintings, we have Buffalo photographs and pictures. I mean, we're into the dozens of Buffaloes in this place. And I honestly, as the owner, don't even know how many Buffaloes there are. And we're constantly adding more. Probably what we're going to do eventually is we're going to have a contest. How many Buffaloes are in Buffalo Guesthouse?
Well, that sounds like it should be a lot of fun. Can it be rented out for events?
Yes, we have an event. The common areas could be used as an event space. Plus, we have a property 2 doors down that we'll also be using for events. It's not quite open yet.
You know, I'm wondering, like for instance, weddings. You know, people have a wedding there or something like that, then they can stay right at Buffalo Guesthouse after that, right?
Sure.
So that, you know, that might be a great thing. And where did you come up with the idea for this?
For the name?
Well, either the name or the concept, because it seems like it's different than just a standard motel or hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I always like to do things a little bit differently and stand out. I boldly decided to call it Buffalo Guesthouse because I said, you know, if you're going to stay somewhere and you have the choice of staying at Franklin Street Guesthouse or Buffalo Guesthouse, which one are you going to pick? And so we're going to try to live up to that standard by providing something that's very unique that no one else has. So
it sounds like it's very unique in itself. And I think that even, you know, if someone has someone that's infirmed and, you know, on the Buffalo Medical Campus, they may want to stay at Buffalo Guesthouse. It's very close, nearby, convenient, right?
Right, exactly.
So that works out really well too.
Yeah.
I think Wes Brown, Buffalo Guesthouse sounds like it's very intriguing. I can't wait to visit. I think it'd be a great place to see, and I wish you best of luck with it.
Okay, thank you.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Buffalo Guesthouse by calling 716-213-0775 or go to buffaloguesthouse.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Buffalo Guesthouse. And join me weekday mornings between 7 and 9 on Buffalo's Big WECK.
Thanks for watching this edition of the Big WECK Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigweck.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chili. Thanks for watching and listening to the Big WECK, Buffalo's oldie station.
The Big WECK Presents Buffalo on the Rise was sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process.